Hopefully you guys are getting our notifications. My chairs are too high. We're happy to see you on this Monday, March 25th, quarter one almost over. We are going to wait for a few people to get in the room before we chit chat and hand out reminders and all that good stuff.
Yeah, as she just said, quarter one, my voice is coming back a little bit, but I will have some problems. Quarter one's almost over, so we're gonna, when we talked about that 12-week year, it's the time to review some of the goals that you had in quarter one, and and that's what we're getting to. That's what we're getting to as well. We're gonna review some of the goals that we had, some that we made, some that we may have fallen short of. But it's a good thing. It keeps you motivated. And like, okay, I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. Some goals that you do fall short of, you can't make all your goals because Aaron said 100 goals.
That was for like 2-3 years.
You can't make 100 goals in one quarter.
No.
But so we
unless they're micro goals, and then yes.
Yeah, micro goals. And you have some micro goals before we get into wants to talk about that you do on a daily basis, right? Jordan Peterson is big on at least make your bed, right? So get up and make your bed. I don't know. We come from the military. My mom used to make my bed, so I never really understood it like that. But then apparently people don't make their bed. So get up and make your bed is what Jordan Peterson said. I don't know. Make your bed. Those are micro goals, little things you want to get done during the day. And those are great. Those are great. It keeps you motivated day by day. So sorry for the sorry.
That's what you get for yelling at people during basketball.
Yeah, it's gonna fade in and out, y'all. But just work with me.
So we got a few people in the room. I think we can probably get chit chatting.
All right, let's go.
First,
can I say the same thing? Be stacking. Mm-hmm. Your ounces and your satoshis and anything else you may be invested in, and you could be stacking right? Even if you work for a corporation, you should be stacking there. You got a corporation who matches you.
Company match
programs. Use those because that's free money. They're going to match whatever you put in. So even if you don't make any money on the investment, you make money because they matched you.
This is true. So, but most of the time you do make something on the investment.
Yeah, I mean, Cash is making 4%, 6%, 8%. So use those company match programs because they're out there, and so take advantage of them. Definitely take advantage of them. But I'll let her go in on her point.
So we got some chatters in the room. Will 45, thank you so much for joining us. Crit Work, aka KW1. She is our resident SME, you guys, subject matter expert for wallets. So if you guys have questions, if you need anything, if you're having issues, if you're just shopping and you want to know which ones have the best utility, we can definitely get you in touch with KW1. So shout out to her. Yes, Ty Madon said, grace and peace, y'all. Grace and peace unto you, Ty Madon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, indeed.
We got a little mixed bag today. Before we get into the heart of the show, I wanted to bring up just a few little things. So first thing, I'm often talking to you guys. The name of the show is called Bitcoin Frequency. I've been telling you guys about tapping into certain frequencies. I've been telling you about resonating certain frequencies because this is what the universe is built on. Disease has a frequency, music has a frequency, good music has a frequency, bad music has a frequency. Many of you may have been experiencing in the United States weird sounds in the atmosphere, like weird horns and stuff like that. And people have been saying that those sounds are to lower the frequency of humanity in those local geographical areas in order to incite fear, in order to incite anger, in order to incite anxiety, all of the lower frequency resonations. resonances. There we go. I was like, resignation? No. All of the lower frequency resonances. That's what I was looking for. So, as we're talking about Bitcoin frequency, we are also talking about a significant wealth frequency, right? In the Bible, Paul says, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I did childish things. But now that I'm a man, I put such childish things away. Meaning, right? Now that I'm not a child anymore, I'm an adult. I'm going to act like an adult. I'm going to do adult things. I'm going to walk like the duck. I'm going to talk like the duck and go quack, quack. Yeah. Right? Interestingly enough, the wealthy do very interesting things. They do very innovative things. They do very smart, intelligent things in order to protect their wealth. Once you get to a certain level of wealth, the game is not only just making wealth, but it's really more about protecting, maintaining, and building little by little on that wealth, right? This is why we have discussions often about when you are in a very comfortable place, you can be very selective about the things that you want to invest in, about things you may want to like get in on or be a part of or take on. You can be a lot more selective because you're not chasing after everything that runs in front of you. You're not chasing after all of the shiny, pretty things that come in front of you. And it's really why a lot of people get involved in rug pulls. It's why a lot of people are able to get scammed, conned. Every now and then you do have certain situations where people are absolutely preying on you and they were unforeseen circumstances. But in this game, a lot of the rug pulls are because people are trying to make quick money, right? High time preference. They're trying to do 10 baggers, 25 baggers, 50 baggers. Yeah. And if the risk is high, the risk is high. Yes, you can make a significant amount of money when the risk is high, but you can also lose a significant amount of money when the risk is high.
Yeah, that's why we always talk about you should do some kind of risk assessment to where you are in life, your age, the amount of money you make, the opportunities that you may have ahead of you. And you can see, well, man, I could take a riskier investment here. But if we're talking about protection, you want to say, hey, where can I put my money to protect? You see, the big money always goes into treasury bonds, right? You're not going to get any return for treasury bonds, not a real return. And so those are people who are trying to protect those are people who are trying to okay, those are people who are trying to protect their wealth, and that's what she's talking about.
I don't have to threaten to turn his mic off this episode because his little raspy voice box. But I turned the mic up for you this episode. So hopefully you guys can hear Mr. Whispers over here give you that good game. I watched a very, very interesting installment of, I think it was Fox News. It's one of them news installments. And today is the day that your president to be, because we already know he won as far as I'm concerned, your president to be owes $434 million in bond. Right? Interesting. What's really interesting is that they were talking about the legal aspects of it. So Letitia James is she the attorney general? She's the attorney, because I'm not sure if that's her title, but she's the attorney who is really out for blood. She wants to kind of get at your boy. And she's having a hard time doing so because as a person of wealth, he has been prepared. Wealthy people get sued all the time. So they are very well prepared for such lawsuits. They cannot put a lien against his bank account. They can't freeze his bank account because he is smart enough to have other people on the account. So let's just say it's Ivanka. I'm thinking it's Ivanka. Obviously, I don't have the information, but let's say he puts Ivanka on everything. Because there is no judgment against Ivanka, they cannot legally put that lien or freeze that account because the funds are commingled. Very, very important to understand. And we're bringing these things up because now that we're wealthy, we are vibrating on the resonance of wealth, of preparedness. of knowledge, information, wisdom, all of those things that encompass us up leveling and moving forward, we also have to behave in these ways and to look and see some of the things that people do in order to protect, maintain, and grow their wealth.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Cousin Rue. Are you at work?
What's up, bro? What's
Um,
up, bro?
so just on a frequency level, okay? This is what we're talking about. When people say tap into certain frequencies, tap into certain frequencies. And Rue, actually, if you're not at work and you're free, I would actually love to send you the link so that you can hop on since I'm doing frequency. And this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
So just let me know if that's something you're able to do, and then I'm gonna hop over and DM you the link so that you can join us. And just, I would love for Cousin Rue to give us his knowledge base as well as we talk about tapping in to the
yeah,
Bitcoin frequency, tapping into the frequency of wealth, the metaphysics of it all.
yeah,
So I'm gonna wait to see what he says.
yeah. And when you say frequency, tell them to get down on the homes, how that can be touched.
Oh, so his properties are all locked up in, okay, good. I'm gonna send it to you, Rue. His properties are also locked up in LLCs, which have obviously board members, etc. So, he has all of these things, his properties, all of his assets, anything that they want to liquidate in order to get those funds are all locked up, locked in a legal manner in order to, I think we talked to Cousin Rue on Twitter, right?
Yeah, I think
In
that's what you have
order
to send it
to prevent people from touching his wealth. And this is very, very important. I hope that
It is because when you go to the court and he has to furnish stuff to say how much money he has, it looks like he has no money. It looks like he has no money at all. And I mean, he's a very smart man. He's been a rich man since I've been alive. I mean, I don't know. So
So that's what we're talking about. So one of the things that I wanted to say, Rue, I think I have to get you an email, so I got to search through mine. I'm hoping I have it on my personal email because I don't have access to my other email anymore.
Yeah, and what she's saying is that frequency, just resonating at that frequency.
So one of the ways that you can tap into frequency. Hold on. Rue, go ahead and send me your email address on Twitter. Just DM me real quick because Twitter's not going to allow the link. And then I'm going to email it to you from my personal email. One of the ways that you can tap into frequency is to participate in the activity, right? Often we hear people say, tap into this frequency, tap into that. And you're like, how? How do I tap into these things? What do I need to do? And behaving in such a manner, the emulation of it is a way that you can tap in by participating in that thing. That's why we're always talking about mindset shifts. I'm waiting on it.
Yeah.
That's why we're always talking about mindset shifts. So when your mind changes, that seed is planted, it's conceived in there, and you begin to take on the behavior. You are physically acting out this thing. You're physically emulating this thing. You're, in a sense, reciprocating what you're trying to bring towards you. That is how you are able to tap into certain frequencies. Why is talking about frequencies important? I'm gonna tell you why. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard about the snowflake experience. There was he's an Asian scientist, and this Asian scientist, what he did was he had 2 glasses of water. The first glass of water, he spoke very beautiful things to. You're a beautiful glass of water. You are nutritious. I'm so grateful that you're going to be good for my body. You cleanse. You do this. You do that. And when he froze it, he put the snowflakes, the ice crystals, in a magnifying glass. And he had these beautiful, very complicated, high resonance designs.
Okay.
The next glass, he cursed at it. He called it all sorts of names. He used curse words, very low vibratory speech towards it. He froze it, and those ice crystals were deformed. They were almost, in a sense, corrupted. They were malformed. They looked like kind of like acid drops. And you guys can Google this. So, frequency, why is it important? You are 75% water, point blank, period. That is why when certain things happen, the hair on the back of your neck stands up. Sometimes you'll hear a song, people are moved to tears when Whitney Houston is belting out the Star Spangled Banner in 1989 or whatever year she did it, 1992. Sometimes music can make you angry, music can make you sad and cry because the wavelengths are frequencies and they are designed to get a reaction out of you.
And you also, I mean, I hate to go here, but we have to go here
Mhm.
in the Black community. And things that you say to your children, you know, whether you say, you know, you're the smartest, you're a great helper, nice and very nice things. And then, you know, you have the other, you know, we all seen Precious. You seen how she spoke to her child. And that's a problem in the Black community. And when you're growing up, right, 0 to 7 years old, Dr. Bruce Lipton, he'll tell you that's theta. That's the development.
Mhm.
So those are the best times to speak that frequency into your children.
Right.
And you know, so we had to do that as a community as well. You know, because as far too often we hear these things about, you know, how they were treated and when they grew up, you know, right? The mother is the first teacher of the child,
Yes.
right? You know, Malcolm X told us that, but I think that's been known. And so we got to think about that too if we're building a nation, right? So I don't know the age range of people on here. You know, your children might be grown and gone, or you might not even have any children. But, you know, in between,
Mhm.
you have to do that, even if with grandchildren and stuff, frequency. Speak that high level frequency into them. You're
Right.
so beautiful. You know, you're so handsome. You know, this, that, and third, you know,
You're so
very,
intelligent, so on and
yeah,
so forth.
yeah,
So
speak
there's
the,
that frequency. That was water. There's another experiment you guys can look at on Google. And they have a speaker like that old school, big, gigantic, ginormous speakers on every corner here in Mexico. But they put sand grains on top of the speaker. And when they played high frequency beats, the the random assortment of sand grains that were just sprinkled onto the top of the sprinkler on the of the speaker would form these high geometrical designs. As they changed the frequency, the designs would change. It was dope. But there's two things I want you guys to understand with that. One, many of the sand grains would fall off the speaker. They would not come into conformity with the high resonance. This is important. Two, when they played lower frequency beats, the sand became almost random again. It became malformed shapes. It became shapes that had no reason, no form, no design, no nothing. And these things are important. Why did I mention to you that some of the sand grains would fall off the speaker and not conform to the high frequency beat? Because everything in life is a lesson. God made all of these physical things for you to see, these tangible things that you can touch, things you can engage with to tell you a very spiritual story. As you are up leveling and you are increasing your frequency, notice we talk about up leveling, you're basically just increasing the resonance of who you are as a being. Okay, and we are waiting for Rue to hop on. Some of the people in your life are like those grains of sand. As you continue to increase the frequency of the beat that you're dancing to, some of them are gonna fall right off that speaker. Let them fall off the speaker. Let them go.
yeah.
Christ says something very important to a person who wanted to follow him in the Bible. He said, I want to come with you, but I got to go, do this and do that. And Christ looked at him and said, let the dead bury the dead. Come with me. Right? This is important.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys are making life-changing decisions that require significant commitment, consistency, discipline, sacrifice. Here come cousin. And it's important that if the sand grains fall off, let them fall off so you can continue up leveling.
Yes, indeed.
I want y'all to welcome Rue. Hey, cousin Rue.
Hey y'all, what's up?
This your wheelhouse, so I want your
What's
help
up?
tonight.
What's up? What's up?
You caught most of it that we were talking about, and I wasn't sure if you missed the high frequency snowflakes or ice crystals and the high frequency beat of the sand grains forming
Yeah.
into these high geometric Fibonacci designs as the beat increased in frequency. So I really wanted to talk to people about tapping into a frequency that's as unique and distinguishable as Bitcoin at this time, and understanding that certain behaviors, certain mindsets, certain habits that we had when we were broke
Hey,
have to
Yeah.
kind of get left behind as you're moving into this
hey.
new frequency.
I like Mitch.
So if you can talk a
broke
little
baby.
bit with me about frequency and stuff like that, tell me a little bit about what you
100%.
think about it.
Well, 100%. It goes into like the hermetic principles. I don't know if you guys remember when we were talking about that, Simon and your son.
Most definitely.
So we were talking about how basically it goes into the Bible too, and how the God spoke and it became what it was, right? Our vocal cords, right? Our vocal cords vibrate. So there's a frequency and there's a power in what you say. So when people say it's just words, nah, it's a little bit more than words. And that's also why we call our alphabet spelling, right? Because everything you
Bells.
say, you're casting out there literally. so so that's why it's very important to like Aaron was saying, to break those broke habits and start putting out there good frequencies. And sharing a personal story, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I had a stroke a couple years ago. Oh yeah, I had a stroke and couldn't speak straight. My I couldn't use my right hand, like I can use it now. Couldn't use my shoulder, and I say that to say I actually got some light and sound therapy.
Wow.
So two of them, like, and it fixed me up. And believe me, I was going to physical therapy and it wasn't really doing anything. So again, the power of frequency even works to heal. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you my firsthand experience, guys. Yeah, I'm really a big believer in the power of frequency, and yeah, Bitcoin's on a different frequency.
And it's a
And
very unique frequency, right? It has a lot of different divine attributes. We've talked about this several times. Its immutability, inside of its scarcity is full on abundance, right? So in the 21 million, each Satoshi is, I'm sorry, 21 million. Each Satoshi is 100 million Satoshis per one Bitcoin. I mean, we can go on and on with the different attributes of this very significant thing that we have been tapping into. And I really just want to kind of talk to people about that almost full on participation in the tapping in of that energy. For a lot of people, they just want the technicals. I'm just going to throw some money at it, watch my money grow.
Yeah.
It's a very practical, pragmatic, physical thing that they're doing. And I think we often neglect that very spiritual side to us when we are more spirit than we are human beings.
This is true.
if I could share something, I want to share something with y'all. Let me get it
Y'all
on
know
my
Cousin Rue
screen.
about to take over the computer,
Take
y'all.
over the computer. It's gone.
Cousin Rue about to just take the whole thing over. While he's getting that together, Crit Works said, baby, drink some hot tea with honey, lemons, and tequila. You'll be good. I gave him tea, no tequila, Crit Works.
You know,
A hot toddy.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
and as you spoke about your words,
Mm-hmm.
they have power, right? And
Mhm.
and no disrespect to anybody, but I'm out here coaching with the Mexicans, y'all, and I get loud in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I be loud, everybody be all like, they like whispering.
When he yells,
I'm
you can
yelling.
feel the floor vibrate, and I think
Yeah.
that's scary
Yeah,
to
and
them.
I got to the argument with the referee because he told me that he say,
Tranquilo. Calmate.
kept saying tranquilo. I said,
Calmate.
man, I'm trying to talk to the team. What you mean tranquilo? What you carry? I'm not saying nothing to you.
Yeah.
But then that's when I got with him.
Yeah. But
And
it's
so,
scary to them.
yeah. It's like your voice resonates, even with your children. You know, when you call them, you call them in a certain way, and then if you raise your voice a little bit,
They get scared or
everybody gets
sad or
scared.
upset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and you didn't even really raise your voice,
Mm-hmm.
but you have that power in your voice, in your vocal cords, as Cousin Rue said.
Life and death are in the power of the
And
tongue.
talk about her, somebody. Well, I don't want to call her.
Phantom Beat said, my father was stern but
Yeah.
caring. Let freedom ring. Hello, family. You've been with us from the beginning. We always appreciate when you join us. Courtney, hi, family. What's up? Thank you so much for joining us, Courtney.
Yeah,
Cousin Rue about to take us on a journey, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
ready.
father, my father was stern, but he was caring as I got to a teenager. So I could smoke a bag of that.
So y'all actually inspired this, by the way.
Oh, good. I did so.
Y'all actually inspired this. I know you, and you recount the story where you were saying Simon always told you that Bitcoin was immutable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are different words, and again, I'm going to look at words, and we're going to look at gematria. I know you guys probably know what gematria. For anybody that doesn't know what it is in the crowd, gematria is basically just taking words and kind of finding their number value. So every word you say has a numeric value to it, and you can almost sort of think of that as its own frequency. And different things that I've recounted before on here with things is like XLM, XRP, and XDC, which are all ISO 2002 cryptos.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys look at those and the three letters that they chose for them, they match in and four ordinal ciphers. So 14 here, 5 here, 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, 1 plus 3 is 4. So you can see 4 down this column, and then 13 on this side. So they know what they're doing when they're choosing these things. Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing I noticed about Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Let's see it.
In all 4 ciphers, it is 9. So in my mind, I believe that is immutable.
Mm-hmm. It's the God number.
And since it's unchanging in either cipher, in every cipher you can add up to 9, I will say that means that it's immutable by just being chose as that name, Bitcoin.
Now this I didn't know.
So very interesting. Also, Jay-Z, he likes to go by Hove, right?
Hova, HOV. Mm-hmm. 9.
So same one, and it's very. Generally you don't find things that have 9 like that, all 4 ciphers. So to me, I'm going to say that that's immutability. There are a couple different ones like that. Well, let's put Bitcoin.
So I don't mean to get off the subject, but because you brought up Jay-Z, what would be the gematria of God, God?
Oh, let's find out. Okay, so and this might be find other words that line up in this same sequence. It might be like how this side is 10 and this side is 8.
Mm-hmm.
It might be reversed, like 10 on this side and 8 on that side.
Okay.
For instance, a lot of different companies. Let's see, like Virgin. We know that's Richard Branson, right?
Mm-hmm. Branson's company.
That's 7, 7, 11, 11. So 7-Eleven, we know the 7-Eleven stores. That's one you tend to see a lot with huge companies. Another one, I think Google is also that way.
They not 666. Oh, I was wrong. Sorry.
So 7,
Right, well,
7, 11. and then if you split into two ones. So it's
Right. Oh, I got
it's very
you.
interesting when you see that. And in the stellar ecosystem, you got a couple different coins. You got Velo,
Courtney
which
already
is
said, "Don't start that XRP crap, cousin." She already said it in the chat.
well,
Soon as you
hey,
started
I
talking,
can't
she said, "Don't start it."
I didn't choose this. I didn't chose
Courtney,
it.
he's
So
starting, baby. He's
all
starting.
I'm doing is watching the pattern. There's a
Shout out
pattern
to
here, and I
shout out to
can't
the
ignore
chief.
it.
Shout out to Cheap Big Grizz. When Courtney said it, she said, "Rue, you don't start that XRP crap, okay?"
Hey,
She knew it.
I can't ignore the pattern.
She knew it.
Um, and the SHX, and they always put like, I always wondered why they put a little X. So it's like capital S, capital H, and then a small X. And if I take the X off, I got the immutable
The
part
9.
again.
So they put the
And
X here to do what?
so they made it a small X. I don't know what they put for. That's a good question. But this year is all about the X, right, y'all?
Would it be
Because
like an unknown or a placeholder?
um well, the number X, they say, has to do a lot with life and death because it's
Mm-hmm.
symmetrical. Things that are kind of symmetrical, like yin and yang, and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that are like called like dyads,
Mm-hmm.
and they generally have to do with like life, death, light, dark.
The
They're
polarity.
generally, yeah, exactly, 100%.
Okay.
That's interesting. And that's too why, like, when people die, they will put the X, like the little, the little emojis will have the little X over their eyes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that
Yep,
makes
and then you could twist the X and kind of make it into a cross if you wanted to.
mm-hmm.
So that's another that's another one there.
Now, what site is this?
This is gematrinator.com.
Okay.
And sometimes I just go in here and just start playing with words and just see
I want
what
to play with it.
happens.
Boss.
It's pretty fun to see. But it definitely shows they didn't choose these things like on accident. They really put thought into these, and you can almost think of all of these, or at least I do, as their own vibration.
And the vibration of the things that you're talking about, I don't know if I asked you this before or not,
No, it's okay.
but if Bitcoin, what I consider having no counterparty risk, and all these other coins having CEOs and things like that, how does that make Bitcoin different from these alternative coins, if I'm using the right term?
Well, to me, it seems like they wanted Bitcoin to be digital gold. And um, one of the things I explained on here, when you were on, is that Bitcoin has an X designation, and that X designation is XBT.
Yes.
Now, one of the things you're going to notice is XBT lines up with XA, which is gold's
Oh,
designation, and this is given by the IMF, right?
yeah.
The International Monetary Fund Foundation or whatever. And funny enough, with this, on a periodic table, gold is AU, so they
Yes,
put
indeed.
XAU. So, and it's funny that they're using, all X things again. So XAU, and then they use this currency called special drawing rights. It's called, its abbreviation is XDR.
Hmm.
And Courtney brought
So
up
if
a
you
good
go,
point where
Yes, it
she said
is.
X for signature, like you sign next to the X. X marks the
yep,
spot. The things we say, and that's as soon as you talked about the drawing thing, I thought about her
Yeah.
comment here.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
yeah. So these line right up together. XBT, XAU, XDR, 1717, 3535. 1 and 9 is just 10 if you add it together. 46, 46. Um, so
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 if
it
I had and I don't want to get off track too much, but
Sure.
Jay Fever said X-Men coins. What up, Jay? Thank you so much for joining us.
X-Men. Oh, that's great. That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
X-Men coins.
Yeah, they do have X-Men going over there in silver. Not to get off track, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I was gonna ask, like, we know reading the Torah, right? Hebrew, it's got the numbers and everything lined up already. This would be a good way to kind of match everything up to make sure it is what it says it is.
Yeah, and they have different ciphers that have like they do Hebrew stuff with it. Like forget like Chaldean here. So they have different ciphers that kind of put their letters in as well. So it's pretty interesting to look at. Yeah, especially when you break a lot of this down, you really start to figure out a lot of stuff, like certain words that you think they mean something, and if you like in gematria and you break them down and their old term meanings, you find out a lot.
Right, the etymology of it, right?
Yeah. So
Exactly.
You got all this game and stuff. Do you get down in like rooms in Discord or Twitter and stuff and have these conversations?
Well, I listened to a few different shows, and it was just funny because listening to the shows, I was like, this relates so much to crypto. Like,
Right.
and what I really found about it is that money itself is a magic spell, pretty much.
Yes.
So they're just applying all of that stuff to money.
And what I wanted to
Like,
tell the people, I didn't mean to cut you off, love. What I wanted to
no,
tell
no,
the
it's okay.
audience is that the frequency is the gatekeeper, right? When you're not tapping into the frequency is literally repelling you. We are what they call magnetic creatures, right? We are full of magnetism. We use the term casually when we're talking about people. Oh, he's got so much magnetism, and all the women are attracted to him, and people, you're likable, and all of these different things. And I noticed that the frequency of wealth is the gatekeeper. And that's why no matter what iteration of time that you're in, what iteration of culture you're looking at, the wealth is always a small minority and poverty is this large, huge, gigantic majority. And that's really where we have wanted to kind of take the show today when we talk about Bitcoin, because a lot of our content cousins, and I don't mean specifically, I just mean in general, are frustrated, right? Even on here, content cousins on here will come in the chat and be like, Aaron, I'm trying to talk to my cousins. I'm trying to talk to my aunt, my uncle, my baby mama, my baby daddy, my wife, my husband, right? And they're trying to talk to all these people and orange pill them, and they're not getting anywhere. They feel like they're like against a brick wall. And that's why Simon and I wanted to do the show today, just really explaining frequency and stuff like that. But ultimately, to get to the point that frequency is the gatekeeper in all of this. And it's like the mystery schools. If you're able to tap into the frequency and that resonance is there within you, then it kind of lets you in and you start to see stuff go your way. You start to see your wealth increase, opportunities you didn't have access to. All of a sudden you have access to it. And then the opposite also occurs. It'll literally repel the hell out of you. You're always in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people. The wrong things happen to you. You always have, I call it the good times, bad luck, right? When you watch Good Times, that's all it was. Anything that could have gone wrong always went wrong. It was like its own law. It wasn't even Murphy's Law anymore. And they never were able to tap into opportunities. Remember, Thelma had that boyfriend who was going to be in the NFL, and then all of a sudden he injured himself. Now he lived with them. And what was the name of the projects? I can't remember the name.
I want to say Robert Greene, but
let's just say, right, or Cabrini projects or whatever.
One of those. Y'all correct me.
But these are the things that I wanted to talk to the cousins about if they feel like they're hitting a wall, and as they're trying to up level. And sometimes too, the frequency of the people you run with will be the gatekeeper against you, where you have to almost like disconnect in the Bluetooth, disconnect from them in order to connect to a new frequency.
Thank you, Big Watch Dude. Here you go,
Cabrini
Big.
Green. I knew it.
Here you go, Big Watch Dude. Watch of the day.
It's the watch of the day. And Cousin Rue, he said, hold up, Simon family and Ruel together, hell yeah. So they like the mashup. This was like the X-Men
What's up, Big
Avengers.
Watch?
We like to get together from time to time.
You say, well, I got you. Who said that?
Big Watch Dude likes the mashup with us and Cousin Rue.
He said we like the X. Well,
I said that.
I do have the Thor arms, so I must be
Rue,
Thor.
you're trying to be the Thor of the group. You know what? That's what I'm saying. When I tell y'all pray for me, y'all be thinking I'm joking. I gotta deal with this all day long.
So,
hey, you married to a god, so you
Rue
know.
gets to be Professor X
There
with
you
all
go.
of his with the metaphysics. He gets to be Professor
Well, there
X.
you go. There you go.
Hey, I'll roll around my little wheelchair.
No, don't roll around the wheelchair.
Yeah, you put it down. Like
Big Watch Dude said, I knew I could count on you to represent the Invicta Bros. He's got so many. Now that you're on here, it's a wrap. I was hoping this day would never come, Big Watch Dude. Because now he'd be like, what watch you think I should wear for the show today? And I'm like, look, Courtney said Thor arms.
Yeah, I'm blocking Thor arms, so I mean, yeah, I'm Thor. Black.
But that was the Avengers.
It don't matter. So,
But Professor X, he was gone.
you know,
Jean Grey was gone.
You're gonna get me all twisted up.
I
'cause them
know.
movies you
Iron
twist
Man
me
and
around.
them, I think,
That twist
no,
me
they're
around.
not all the same, are they? They're not the same.
No,
Y'all got to get the Simon family Thor arms merch out.
God.
Yeah.
No, don't encourage him, Rue. Do not. I already got Big Watch Dude gassing his head up with the watches. Don't you start. You gotta like put a pin in that ego. But yeah, so that's really some of the things that we're trying to push them. Like, we need to watch, and I'm not talking about the Diddies and all those people who get money doing dumb shit, right? We're not talking about them. I'm talking about real millionaires, deca millionaires. Even you can learn something from Trump, right? Like, I learned that today, and I thought that was very, very smart of him, because you would think a man like that would be very selfish, but intelligent in the fact, like, I'm gonna put her on all my stuff, because when they come to sue me, they can't, because she don't do really nothing wrong. And if she does something, I'm likely not going to be named in the lawsuit. So her commingled funds are safe.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that we're watching. We're looking at legacy planning, right? I think that's so important. People think you have to be a billionaire going on the road to trillionaire in order to legacy plan. It's like, hey, if you make $20,000 a year, you should still legacy plan. So we're not doing a GoFundMe.
And you know, and it's like the same thing we talk about here with us. People like us, you know, you buy a house together. Maybe both your name is on the mortgage. Maybe you just put one person's name on the mortgage if somebody is a little shaky, you know, and maybe doing something. Same thing with a bank account. You know, you might have both names on the bank account, and then if somebody
get themselves in trouble. But it's also hard for people to find that partner that they can do those very significant leaps with, right? Yeah. Like I said, notice this Ivanka is not Melania, right? She just took all the money and been out her business. So you have these small lines, like we say, of polarity that people need to traverse carefully in emulating that particular energy, that frequency. But the mindset shift is one of the most, I'm saying, impactful ways to begin that up-leveling process, to attract those things to you. And a lot of times when people use the term like manifestation and the law of attraction, they make it seem like this magical thing that poof, one day you're going to be a zillionaire. And I don't like that, because the narrative is not presented with the reality of the amount of work that needs to go in it. And the media does a significant amount of, I call it propaganda programming, and they're constantly showing you these people who are getting money the fast way, squandering the hell out of it. And I'm like, if you talk to a real, even just like a millionaire, if they only, I'm worth $6 million. They are very frugal and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Selective in their spending and how things go, and they watch everything carefully. But what we're presented in the Black community, who generates trillions of dollars a year in the consumer market, is if you get a whole bunch of money, you want to jet set, you want to eat till you throw up,
Yeah.
you want to give all of your money to legacy families, Fendi, Louis, Gucci. You want to give it all away, Christian Dior. You want to hand it over to, expensive bottles of champagne, and all of your money is flying out the door the way they're presenting the narrative of how rich people live. And we're like, no, they don't live like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what I try to do, like I was on the channel like a couple months ago with some passport bros. Um, and the way that I got them to like and like now dudes like into crypto. Like he thanked me. He was like, man, before you told me, like I was scared of it. I was completely scared of it. But the way I did it was to kind of tap him into what everybody else already thinks is positive, right? So I was able to like say, okay, look at Hedera. Hedera has like 5 or 6 Fortune 500 companies that are working with it.
Yeah.
So, I know you think that crypto is a scam, and I get that because that's what you've heard in the news, right? But have
Mhm.
you heard of a crypto that's worked with 5 or 6 Fortune 500 companies?
No.
And then I showed them, Stellar. They're also working with Fortune 500 companies.
Courtney about to
Solana.
hop right back in these chats. She about to get right back on you.
Well, see, I know Courtney likes Solana and Render, so I'm gonna mention those.
Okay,
So
all right, let's
Solana,
make her happy tonight, please.
so Solana works with Visa, and Render works with Nvidia. So those are Fortune 500 companies. Did you know that Render works with Nvidia and works with Apple for another Fortune 500 company? Like, have you heard of these cryptos? And I'm showing them news articles from verified sources. So it's not something that they can really like debate. It's like, okay, all right, I gotta look a little bit more into that. And I got him, he's like deep in now. Like he's deep,
Okay.
he's deep in the crypto now. So
Wow.
if you guys kind of want a in with your family and stuff, show them some of these news articles of like different cryptocurrencies that are already working with Fortune 500 companies, because they're like a ton of them. Like there are a ton of them, and people are right when they hear about the bad crypto, because that's all the vibration they force in the news, right? That's
Mhm.
all they'll talk about is the FTX. All they'll talk about is the meme coin that rugged, right? So now you got to tap them
Right.
into, oh, let's tap you into everything everybody else says is positive. Look at all of these cryptos that are working with Fortune 500 companies. Look, now BlackRock has a Bitcoin ETF, and just tapping them back into everything that mainstream media says is positive. So, okay, if all this is happening, look, like I just did a video where Tim Draper, American billionaire that nobody talks about, was an initial investor in Coinbase, initial investor in
Mhm.
Tesla, initial
Yeah.
investor in Ethereum, and a whole bunch of other things. Did you know that American billionaires are investing in these crypto companies?
Nas was also involved in the initial Coinbase
Yeah. He was.
and Ring, but
And Ray.
Coinbase, right? So
So
he put a few little bars in there for those who listen to him. In the joint he
yeah.
got with Jay-Z, he called himself cryptocurrency Scarface. But then he never really says anything about it. I did want to just clean up what I said, Jake. I get what you're saying. When he said rich people do live like that, some don't. What I meant to say is that the narrative on television is that that's all they do. They don't show how much work goes into building the empire, maintaining the empire, whatever it is they do to have access to those large capitals. Nas says something, I laughed, it was kind of funny, but when he realized music wasn't really going to be it, he wanted to start investing. And as a part of investing, he said, I sat 8, 10, 12, 16 hours a day in these boring ass meetings where I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what anybody was talking about in order to figure out where to park my money.
Yeah.
That's the part they don't show on television. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to show Nas popping bottles, got the baddest chicks around them, drinking champagne, doing this, making it rain. But they don't show you him all week long in these boring meetings to figure out where he's going to park his capital he just got from being on tour with Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I
Right.
mean. Is that the media shows you the squandering of the money. They don't show you the discipline in the making of it, the maintaining of it, the protecting of it.
And the people, I sat in a boring ass meeting today as well, y'all. But they show they like, as us, like wearing our wealth.
Yes,
Or,
yes.
You got whatever car you got and all this stuff. Yeah, it's so, and for the young people, they jump right into
Right,
it.
because it's an image. And
Yeah.
don't get us started with the image, right, Rue? How the image is one of the most, it can be the most motivating or the most corrupting thing.
Mhm.
So that's why TV, movie, music, that's why it's so, they tell stories all the time because they want to create an image or a narrative in your mind. They use the same, what did Panic say? They use the same, like the antagonist, the protagonist,
Yeah, yeah.
the story arc. You always notice that they have, I think, 5, isn't it 5 templated story arcs they've used since the beginning of time?
I think so. You listen to Brother Panic?
You know we listen to Panic, Rule. You can't tell by some of the stuff.
Okay.
I do read my Bible, but look, little is much in the kingdom of heaven. You can learn something from everybody, and I learned
100%, 100%. And the way he explained, I know what you talking about when you
Look at
said
Rule's
that.
face. Cousin, we cousins for real.
Rue.
We here.
When Panic died, man,
Yeah,
it hurt
he
me.
fasted for like 7 days.
I fasted for 7 days.
It was.
Yeah,
I didn't like the way they did it. We ain't gonna talk about it on here, but
yeah,
to just like
Panic.
spring it on us like that wasn't.
Yeah, I was up early in the morning. And I said, "Nah, man, this ain't real." And I had to go double check here.
Yeah.
And I said, Panic, not Panic.
Because he understood energy. He
He
understood
did.
polarity. He
Yeah.
understood the hermetic principles.
Yeah,
And like I said, yes, I'm not for the Baphomet and all of that other stuff. I ain't for it. You know that. But like I said, you can learn from everybody.
you can learn from everybody. Yes, you can.
Jake, know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna mess it up like I always do. He probably sitting at home laughing as he watched this. Like I know she wants to say it. Let me just read.
Y'all was touching on it earlier. Like y'all was touching on it earlier. Like every image that's shown to Black people is of like consumption. Like you was doing the little make it rain and all of that, and it's so much harder to actually just keep wealth once you have it. And never in our families or in our school system are we taught to invest and keep wealth. No. It's amazing. It's amazing.
No, they're not taught household budgeting. They're not taught like little things, right? Most Black people, and this is terrible, when they get their own household and you ask them like, do you have any type of household budgeting, financial training as you're living in this apartment on your own? You're young, so your paychecks you're not commanding the salary of somebody who's 40, 50 years old. Like, how are you doing? They're flying by the seat of their pants every single month.
Do you remember, Jake? I don't know your age, but do you remember when we got when we got out here on our own and we got a checkbook from whatever bank that gave us a checking account, and you had every time you buy something, wrote a check.
You had to do the register in the back.
Do you remember them days?
Oh, I remember them days. I remember the days when like
wrong. It be wrong as hell. My register used to be kind of wrong because you forgot this, you forgot that. That's not what it costs. I don't have the receipt to see what it actually costed. I'm doing it, just from memory. It was crazy. Thank God for the ledger.
People was helping me out when I was young. Like I told you, the lady told me to go down and go get a loan. I got a loan from the bank,
They told me
and
that
all I
too.
did with the money is just paid it back.
Yeah, I just paid the loan
Just
back
to
too.
make my credit score high.
But we
Only,
were military, so that was different.
only to get a credit card
That
to
was
get
different.
in debt.
Because if we didn't pay it back, there were significant consequences. For the average person who doesn't pay it back,
Yeah.
the only consequence they have is that it's bad credit. So now they messing up their baby's social security number
No, the cats
in
put,
order to.
but that's gonna put a loan right on your account.
I'm just
and
saying,
that's where
yeah.
your paycheck went.
Right.
They
But I'm
was
just
gonna
saying,
get
like,
that
people
money.
in general, we were
Yeah.
talking about a celebrity. I'm not going to call his name out. But we were shocked to hear how often this celebrity had foreclosure. And I said, you rich as hell. I bet your credit ain't with all of the foreclosure. And people, because you have the down payment, because you are a household name, because you're able to have access to the capital, they're going to continue to give you these houses. And I'm talking these luxurious houses. I'm going to name this one. Stevie J was renting a house for over $100,000 a month. And then it's not foreclosure because he didn't buy it, but he got evicted and he had a huge judgment against him. And you're just kind of like, if you have the money to pay over $100,000 a month, why didn't you just purchase a home, a
Yeah, that's
mansion, or
crazy.
whatever?
That's
100, it was
crazy.
like 170. It was a crazy number. It's almost $200,000 a month.
Yeah, I can't.
Times 12. I said, you could have just bought whatever you needed to. Jay-Z and Beyonce have a mortgage through what's that Dutch bank? I think it's Deutsche Bank. Yeah, they have a mortgage. I want to welcome, if you know to the room, who's also excited that Rue is on.
What's up? What's up? What up? What up? What up?
Big Watch Dude said you guys are right. We're quick to give our wealth to other legacy families just so we can flex. Also, many of you already know that rich people don't pay for legacy family accoutrements, right? When you see Kim Kardashian wearing Christian Dior, he gave her that dress so that y'all can buy it. She got it for free.
Yep.
When you see such and such wearing whoever, whatever name brand, Louis Vuitton, this, all of these Hermes, all of these different brands, they are gifted those things. They're given free goodie bags at award shows, and all of they get that for free to get us to buy it. They're influencers. So that's another reason why I say they don't squander their money like that, because they get that shit for free.
And on the reverse, I see Eminem on the interview. And somebody asked him what kind of watch you got on.
It was a Diesel, right?
Nah, he held it up, and it was a G-Shock.
G-Shock, I know.
Come on, Big Watch Dude. Eminem wearing a G-Shock.
And they tell you how
crazy.
frugal he is with his money. He'll tell you that. Now in his music, he's gonna tell you I just threw $1 million out the window. But no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's very, very frugal with his money, and he tells you that. It's for his daughter, it's for his grandchildren he's expecting. Yeah. So I just want to show you how the narrative, the image that they try to imprint in your mind is because they want to imprint it on you. And when something is imprinted on you, in nature, we are imprinted. Yep. When something is imprinted on you, it is hard to let it go. The Bible says, train a child in the way he should go, and when he gets old, he won't depart from it. That's good or bad training. That's the thing that people miss. They read that proverb as a good thing. Say, yeah, but if you poorly train your child in the way he should go when he's old, he's not going to depart from broke tendencies. He's going to do janky shit. Yeah. And that's where the wisdom comes in to discern the difference.
Let me ask you, as a rule, if you don't mind me asking, how did you grow up? So like in the suburbs, did you grow up in struggle?
I know he grew up eating bad pizza, but we'll leave that off.
Oh,
he grew up eating terrible pizza.
I grew up eating Detroit pizza.
I grew up in Detroit. My mom was and my family they kept me out of trouble. So I went to like private school and all of that. So I was out of trouble, but it's Detroit, so if you really want to go get into trouble, you can if you want to. But I stayed on the straight and narrow there. So shout out to my family for doing that. I really appreciate them. They were behind me.
Much love to that. Did you play sports or anything?
Hell no, bro. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
Okay,
I couldn't. I can't run. I'm strong for my size, but I can't run, dog. I can't run
Okay,
to
all
save my
right. Well,
life.
that's good, though. You can run. Oh man, what? If you don't mind me asking, what college did you go to?
Michigan State.
Oh, I do remember that because I was gonna get in the comments and get on you about going to
OSU.
Michigan State. You said something about going to Michigan State. I said, "Oh no, man,
As you know, he's OSU.
yeah."
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, really? Well, we
So
got
you
we got a
picking
common
bad
enemy.
schools,
That's
We
what I
bad
got
was
a
about to
common
say.
pizza.
enemy over here.
Yeah, I was ready to jump in the comments, and I was like, "Oh, I was too slow because I couldn't get the thing switched over from
Hey,
Yeah, he can switch
we
it
both.
over from my
yeah,
personal brand to the family brand, so that you knew it was us talking to you.
yeah." So I was gonna jump on you when you said I went to Michigan State, but you said computer science.
Yeah, computer science, and it was
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I thought I remember.
I went up there for computer science. I also did a lot of theater. They didn't have it as a minor, but I got enough courses for a minor. So so I was on stage up there, and I'm sure it's not too hard to Google and find some stuff that I was on stage for up there, and that was pretty interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that sounds
Courtney about to get at you. She said, "OSU, I thought I liked y'all. I ain't go to
What
OSU,
y'all
Courtney."
talking about?
That's Courtney. Courtney getting
she's
everybody today.
from Michigan.
She's probably talking about Michigan or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He said,
one of
"Terrence
those.
Howard, Simon May." What does that mean?
Oh.
What does that mean? What does that mean? They getting at you tonight.
Come on, y'all.
I don't know what it means, Jake, but he know what it means.
Come on, y'all. That's how y'all gonna
Wait, what did he say?
He said, "Is that?" Rue, I forgot you're on. I need to be. There we go. That way you can see everything.
Okay. They
Sorry
throwing
about that.
they throwing
There we
darts
go.
at me, Rue, man.
He
That's all
said,
right.
"Is that Terrence Howard, Simon May, the voice?"
They throwing darts at me. So see, he laughed so much. It's that funny.
Oh wow, that's good. That's good.
Y'all know Jake is hilarious.
He just sitting in the cut, man. We're gonna get you back on the show, Jake, man.
He just sitting in the cut with all these comments.
Yeah, he in the cut with the comments.
Sometimes he be saying stuff. I be trying not to laugh too hard because we got to keep the show going. But Jay be having me dying after the show.
Come on, man. Yeah, y'all gotta do me better than that.
And Courtney, she been getting on y'all today.
I want to know what was wrong. What's wrong with Ohio?
From Michigan.
Oh
Yeah.
no, not them guys.
Yeah.
Not them guys. Courtney's from Michigan. That's our people's though. That's our cousin. That's cousin Courtney.
She went to Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Cousin Courtney.
Man, I don't know if I can be cousins if you went to Michigan.
We cousins, and that's that.
You went to Michigan. I don't know if we can be cousins, man.
That's the end of that. Bad pizza, bad schools, and all. We cousins.
Dang.
But a little bit more on the frequency tip.
Oh yeah. Let's get back.
Cousin Rue
We jumping.
is people have been hearing. I had mentioned it before you came on. People have been hearing strange noises, right? Like horns, trumpets blowing, sirens. They're not sure what the sound is, and they're very low emitted sounds, so you know it's already a low frequency. And then they'll start to tell you like strange stuff starts happening in the neighborhood. People are anxious, they're angry, they're agitated. It's all of like those low resonance emotions and feelings and stuff.
Yeah.
They talk about, I don't know if any of you have experienced it, but they've been swapping out the street lights. So instead of the street lights being something like this, it's this weird purple color and it's dark. So it's not to serve as a street light. Have you been seeing those?
Interesting. Not around here, man. I don't there's none around here. Scottsdale's
But you've been
pretty
seeing them on
snobbish.
TikTok?
No, I haven't. I just been
look it up. It's
grinding.
crazy.
I've been grinding with this crypto, so I haven't been paying attention. That was my first time hearing it when you mentioned it about the sounds. I'll have to
that was the
check some
sound. And
content.
then in addition to that, you have different geographical areas around the country, the CONUS, continental United States. Their street lights are this weird purple color and it's real dark. So you know it's not to serve as a street light. And people are saying like you feel weird if you walk under it. like the hair on the back of your neck stands. They're all talking about the different experiences they're having with these dark street lights. And as certain people are watching them be installed, they're asking them, like, what are these new street lights? They're not lights. It's too dark for you to see anything. What is this like low emitted light that you guys are kind of planting all around? I thought it was supposed to be maybe the start of smart cities, because it's supposed to be the street lights that send out the broad wave to track your phone everywhere you go. But people are saying when you walk under the light, like if you go under the light just to kind of see what it is, when the light showers you, you feel weird. And a lot of them can't put it into, they can't articulate. One girl said the hair on the back of my neck stood up. She said, another guy said his stomach felt kind of queasy. Like the light doesn't make you feel good, but we don't know what it is.
Like I said, guys, like I did light and sound therapy when I had my stroke. So I really do believe that's such a thing. So that's
That
pretty
the light
weird.
would have a physical
Oh yeah. That's
reaction.
So let me ask you this.
And wait, hold on, baby. Courtney said the lights are in Dearborn. They got those blue lights.
Dearborn.
okay.
He knows
Interesting.
where it is because they.
Yeah, I know where it is. Yeah.
She's been seeing the
Dearborn,
lights.
a whole
BK
bunch of,
Crypto, boom. Okay. So they're in Dearborn, but a lot of TikTokers have been like, whatever this is freaky, it's creepy, they don't have anything nice to say about the lights.
But
Yes, Crit Work, they have cameras on them. Go ahead.
what do you think about as far as if you say there could be problems with lights, like
The light frequency.
getting into your house early before it gets dark? I don't go out at night. We don't go out at
Mexico
night.
takes on a different. The people are docile during the day,
Yeah.
but at night they want all the smoke. So
Yeah, so we don't go out at night. So what do you think about telling people, like, man, get in before the sun go down, and just do whatever you got to do at night?
And not on no scariness, but just on some stewardship.
Yeah. I agree. Plus, I don't know if y'all ever heard of this, but they say that the moon's light has a different quality than the sun's light. So yeah, so I would tend to not want to be out at night anyway.
Firefighter Simon, what were your shifts like on a full moon? Lunacy, literally. Lunacy. I used to make sure every full moon, go visit your husband at work, because he's gonna have a bad night.
We had a full moon.
Oh, you're good
on January on December 31st, and it's just.
And the fact he remembers this should tell you how traumatic it was.
Nah, it's just from 12 to 7. And 7 people got shot. We running down there and getting this person, getting that person. It's a mess, man. It was a mess, and we get nice and get no sleep. And then I go home and I got a little youngster running around. It was a mess, man. It was a mess.
And speaking about frequency again, isn't it like the tide comes out on full moon?
Yeah.
And think about it, guys. We're like what, 98% water?
Water. So the water is kind of like, and women don't feel good, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
the 7 people got shot, man. He's making fun of your voice.
So I'm sorry. Am I tearing child?
That's what he's saying. That's funny. If you know, say, get your ass in before the street lights come on.
Yeah, that's what our parents told us.
It has a whole new meaning now. Yes. So here in Mexico, Mexicans, and I don't care if anybody get at me after the show or not, they're like Native Americans. They can't handle alcohol. They're not functional on alcohol, right?
Yeah, they're a little rough.
They get a little bit of alcohol in them, and they're a whole different being. So that's one of the main reasons, because there's nothing to do in these small towns. That's one of the main reasons why it doesn't make sense for any of us to be out after dark. 2, when they get drunk, they get touchy-feely, and you ready to fight because they live in close proximity to one another, right? When you're standing in line, they're like right up on you. They don't have that distance, collective consciousness that we have in the US.
Explain the whole story. You're going to go out and have a nice meal with your wife. Your wife is exotic to them. They're going to push up on them, and then
They just get real touchy.
and then I'm gonna have to go up
But they
somebody
get
head.
touchy feely when him, no Diddy. But they get, like all this grabbing and it's annoying. It's annoying. So we don't like it. We don't like
I'm
it
sorry.
at all.
Nah,
Did you say no Diddy?
Yeah, that's what the streets are saying now. You don't say no
Oh,
more.
really? I know that. That's hilarious.
Jay Fever said I must be part Mexican. Oh God.
Yeah, but they try to look at your wife and stuff, and so I'm like, I gotta go over here, right? They ain't never seen a woman like that, and so we just go home.
Yeah, we don't hang out late. We have lunch dates. We have coffee dates.
Yeah,
We
don't
ain't
mess
out
with
too
them,
late.
man.
Mexico City is a little different.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So there's
yeah.
lots to do in Mexico City. A lot of times when you go out in the evening, people aren't drunk yet and stuff like there's stuff to do. But like in these small towns, there's nothing to do. All it is to go to their bar or whatever and just drink till they pass out or whatever. But they don't handle alcohol well. But anyway, we were talking about the different frequencies that are going on in the US.
Yeah.
But even social media comes with a frequency, right? Because at the end of the day, everything that they are trying to do is to get some sort of reaction out of you. They're trying to ignite your emotions in some which way, shape, or form. That's why when we watched the man versus woman kind of debacle, if you don't have no money, I don't want them. The men are like, your body counts higher than the Empire State Building has stories and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is igniting all types of, somebody's making money off of that. Somebody's making hella capital off of all of these different narratives that get people riled up, the Dems against the Republicans, these people who hate Trump. And I said, you guys hate this man with a passion and no one can articulate to me why. Right? I don't like him, love him, hate him. I'm indifferent towards him. I do know when he was in office, we had money in our pocket. The stock market was going up, number go up. I do know that, right?
And we go back a long time, man. Rule, you know that. Everybody loved him in hip hop, right?
And wrestling.
Yeah, they loved him in hip hop.
They
loved him.
They loved him in they also loved him in what was that? What am I about to say? Loved him when Mike Tyson was fighting at Trump Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's Mike.
He used to be because he was making money off of
he was in the ring, walking around in the ring, talking to Mike.
He had money in it.
Personally, I think politics is a little magic in itself. I think it's like, just high class WWF to me.
I agree. It's all scripted. But I mean, the point that I was making is that they're always trying to, what can we do to ignite their emotions today? What can we do to incite fear? They're quick to show you a Black man being killed by police and so on and so forth. Just little things, the narratives that get everybody riled up. Social media, when celebrities are saying all these crazy things and everybody's trying to cancel them. So, we're really wanting to say to our cousins, travel. When you come out of U.S. airspace, and hopefully you come visit us at some point in time, it feels different. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, it feels very different. When we lived in Cincinnati, Simon made it a point to always take me to Gatlinburg. That's where our closest mountains were, right? And even something as little as that, it was a 4-hour drive. We would get a cabin. We would be on this nice high mountain in Gatlinburg. The air feels different. You can think. Your antenna's not, clogged and full of stuff. Like, I don't know how to articulate that. If my antenna gets overwhelmed, I start to shut down. I can't think. I can't really focus. I can't really get anything done. But here we live on a mountain, and we live on a mountain on a ley line under a pyramid. So we're just telling you guys, frequency is important, and you really want to change up your frequency. You may have to go in your circle and let the mugs fall off the speaker. You may have to do that. If they're not going to fall into high formation, they're not going to form this great Fibonacci, high level design, you got to let those grains of sand fall off the speaker. And a lot of people don't want to do that either. They don't want to bury the dead, right? Let the dead bury the dead. And they're like, no man left behind. but then you get pulled down in the density of all of that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Read.
Yeah. And you just reminded me of something. Colors have a frequency to them too, and
Yes.
that goes
That's
into
why they're
like,
so important in movies.
yep, 100%. That's why they use them in like for chakras and different things like that. Like money, for instance, that's green, and that's the color of your heart chakra. So
Okay.
money obviously pulls on a lot of people's like kind of heartstrings, right? Um, and then your like kind of base chakras are like your root chakra is red. So you look at red and blue, Democrat, Republican, hot, cold, that whole polarity thing again, right? Those are
In
opposite sides of the
concerts,
poles. Oh,
when you look
concerts,
at
they do
hip
that
hop
too?
and R&B concerts, they always bathe you in red lights.
But no, you come down here, the money's different colors, right? You
Yeah.
have a green money, you have a red, you'll have a blue, you'll have a green.
It'll be like
Yeah,
maroon. Yeah,
yeah.
different currencies,
They,
different
they have different colors.
like their big currency is blue. That's the big dog currency
Yeah, and
here.
so
Okay.
so yeah, you can see that, and I understand
But in the
exactly.
United States, they built that whole thing on magic. So I do understand what Rue is saying. The
Yeah, I
way they
get it.
have the tunnels under the whole of Washington, D.C. is basically one big pentagram. That
That's
like they
insane.
were very, very,
Yeah.
very specific in making the currency green, the promissory note green.
Which a black guy, a black man made Washington D.C. and they try to tell you that he's a slave. I don't believe that. But yeah, a black man did that. Benjamin Banneker did all of Washington D.C.
Yeah, yes, to see. Yes, yes. Salute, salute, salute.
Yes, they did. He was probably like a high, whatchamacallit, Moor, and
Yeah,
that's
he
why
was.
they tried to change the narrative and be like, oh, he was just a slave.
Yep.
Yeah,
He was a Moor who knew engineering to the highest level,
yeah,
masonry to the highest
and
level,
they built the White House, but we're not gonna
into
go.
all of that, right? That's so
But
far
they
off the
built the White House.
reservation.
Yeah, yeah. But
But
it,
like you said, in movies, for those of you who watch movies, every single outfit, their nails, the way their hair is, the props, and everything is deliberate. The colors of it. The best movie I think Panic ever decoded, and he decoded a lot of movies, Rue, was What Dreams May Come. And
yeah,
that fell into the perfect template of how to decode using the colors and everything that was going on in the
that was a
movie.
good movie.
What Dreams May Come
That was a
with
good movie.
what was his name? He killed himself.
Robin Williams
Robin Williams, the comedian.
and the other brother who's
Who?
he stole the TV from Walmart.
I can't remember.
And you can't remember he's walking out with the
Mm-mm,
handcuffs.
I don't remember that part.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that part. The Matrix was also a great coded movie because they remember they always had the Matrix in green trickling down around them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in Lucy, they copied it when she was sitting in the car and she was trying to find Morgan Freeman. Remember when she was going through the Matrix?
And she
Oh,
gave him
really? I didn't see that.
So at the end of the movie, Lucy was sitting in her car. She was trying to find Morgan Freeman in the city area. So they showed you, how the Matrix, the binary code is always
Yep.
following them down around you.
Yeah.
She was able to go into the Matrix and sort it out. And then when she was able to find his frequency, she went to the
Nice.
library and found him. And she found him via frequency. And that's why I just kind of wanted to bring it to people's attention because
Yeah.
a lot of people are very practical and pragmatic in their wealth building. And we're saying that is more to it than that. And wealthy people operate under the more to it than that. Right?
Yeah.
They are just as deliberate. They have their rituals, their gatekeepers, especially like in Hollywood, right? The wood, Hollywood is really a magic wand and it creates this magic in order to get a certain result. The music industry, because they're pretty
Yeah, it was
wealthy,
all good. Everything was good.
corporations, they all have these frequencies and gatekeepers within that frequency. So Bitcoin has a great frequency, so very clean frequency, right? There's no sacrificing of goats like Young Thug and I'm doing, right? There's no building pentagrams and salt and candles like ASAP Rocky. We're not doing all of those crazy things, but you are when you participate in dollar cost averaging, you are tapping into, I feel, like a very clean, divine energy.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Cousin Rue, what say you?
Hey, yeah. Get in while you can, guys. I mean, I think after this bull run, it's going to be very hard for people to really get in if they want to. So,
I agree. It's
you
not going to
know,
be as accessible.
yeah. So, not financial advice or anything, but I think this is going to be the last kind of bull run where people can really make a difference. Of course, the next thing will come along probably, right? But while you can, do what you
Yes,
can.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's read these. Let's read these comments.
Holloway Fan Bam, thank you for joining us. I know you got to check out real quick, but I appreciate it. He wants y'all to hit those likes. Jay, Jay Fever, he trolls, he makes us laugh, but he's got a great, like, the whole mindset part where he's like, get the Bitcoin. It's not financial advice, but I agree with Jake 1,000%. Don't sell it. Like, don't even take profits for that. Take profits from your other stuff and hold on to this, because we all are in agreement with this vibration that at some point, very quickly, it's not going to be as accessible.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And when we look at how Vanguard and BlackRock and the US government, who demonize it yet has so much of it, at the rate that they're buying it up, they say one thing, do another, because that's how they do.
That's how
They
rock.
speak
Yep.
with forked tongue. But we have to, because they don't want you to have access to this thing, but they certainly don't want you to have access to the energy either. There's an energy, and we talk about it all the time on here, of independence. And that to me is the root of Bitcoin, is that huge, motivating, inspiring spirit of independence
Yeah.
and not having to be tethered to traditional finance,
And
not
think-
having to be tethered to a specific system or systems.
And I think Zay did a show. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, but he's talking about independence and independence tied to Bitcoin. And that's what we're talking about. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I got to get at a couple people, man, because
Jake said, I'm a troll because it's frustrating being serious so much. I agree. You got to have the levity in there. That's why he be joking and stuff. Critwork says the average human only uses 10%. She had mentioned earlier that Lucy was using 100% of her brain.
yeah, she was.
If you know, said the Blantons is not for me. It's smooth though. Oh, that must be alcohol.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you saying I sound like
Terrence Howard. I can
Yeah,
hear
you
it.
got that. You got that Terrence Howard raspiness, right? I think.
Sound like him.
Okay.
Raspy like that.
Okay.
Rody, I call you Rody.
Man.
You're gonna start
Okay,
singing
man.
with that
Okay,
crypto.
man.
With that.
I do want to do a few shout outs. Cousin Rue was kind enough to literally jump on when his cousin asked him to. So I appreciate you, Rue, 1,000%. Sean's
For
gonna
sure.
cry when he find out that you was on the show tonight and he didn't know anything about it.
All the people in the chat, she hold money back from me. Let me tell you this.
Don't listen to him.
Come on. Yeah, 'cause
Don't listen to him.
I'm trying to get a pair of size 14 LeBrons.
I just bought him some LeBrons for his
So
birthday. in
can
January.
y'all help me out?
He's good.
I'm
He's
no,
good.
see how she do me?
Well, we're not
I ain't
supposed to be
good.
taking profits, right, Jake? We're not supposed to be taking profits.
My feet hurt.
I just bought him a new pair. Shut up. But we want to shout out Cousin Rue. Cousin Rue has been bringing great content. And again, I feel like that holistic aspect to crypto is uber important.
It is.
So, your cousins appreciate you so much. I thank you for jumping on with us. When I called you, you were like, yep, I'm there for you. And this is how the content cousins really should be supporting one another. I want to support another content cousin right now, BK Crypto. He's got the swag, y'all. He got the sauce for y'all. If you go in our drop down, go on his website. He also has a crypto education group where he orange pills audiences that Cousin Rue, ourselves, Zay and them don't have access to. So since some of the proceeds go there, we should definitely be supporting him by buying his swag. That way the proceeds can help him to take care of his educational group. Big Grizz, you guys know Grizz is XRP heavy, Courtney. So you know you want to be the first one to run over in the drop down, subscribe to Big Grizz's channel so you can hear all about XRP, XLM, and all of the X's that you don't like.
SDC.
XDC, Stellar, he's on all of it, just like Cousin Rue. But he's also orange pilling people who are literally asking at the cigar lounge, what is Bitcoin? So he needs our support more than ever, because that can be utterly frustrating. Even though you're happy, you're like, okay, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, you know? So
And cigars.
we would definitely want to support him because he's talking to people who are asking that very question. We want you guys to support Cousin Rue, like his content, share his content. Rue, how can they reach you? Normally, I would have it in the Dropbox. So for those who are new to your show or seeing you for the first time, they can go ahead and log on so they can get that knowledge, that wisdom, and that understanding.
Yeah, you guys can reach me at darkhorsewatcher.com, which should be above me. You can also hit me up at YouTube at Black Rue. I'm also on Twitter at Black Rue. Just like it's spelled there, BLACKRUE. And I think I'm also on Instagram at Black Rue, but I barely really use Instagram, but I am trying to get the Twitter monetized, or X or whatever.
So go
please,
on and follow Rue. If
Yeah.
you don't follow him, we don't sell y'all nothing, but we do need that support. If you can follow Cousin Rue so that he can get his Twitter monetized. I'm not even at the point where Simon Family can be monetized. We just need more than 150 followers at this point. So if y'all can support us that way, I would appreciate it. Hubby Case would appreciate
I
it.
got that one. I just went, what
But that's the type of support we need, Content
I can't
Cousins.
read it 'cause you got it.
You can't read what, babe?
Is it the blue thing on there? What do you say?
Simon was going with those tricks at the game, yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the raps. Will Holly said,
she
hey,
got that
Big
hustle
One.
and flow, joke in.
Yeah, she
I
makes
just-
fun
oh,
of me too.
come on,
Not
y'all.
you, Nicole.
Come on, y'all. You jumped on me too.
No, we love y'all so much.
She said that whooped the trick.
But I read everything else with that trick. I know that's so funny. But they had fun tonight, Cousin Rue. So the cousins had fun at this great reunion between the cousins.
Go down because somebody said something. I want to read
Oh
something.
God! And y'all know he need readers, and he too vain to wear them. So his face be like all the way in the camera like this.
Me
That's
too.
it, babe.
I need glasses so bad.
We had a long one up there.
Bubba, I read everything.
Jake Fever, somebody had
I
a
read
line.
all of Jake's. Oh, Big Watch do say y'all kicking a whole lot of science tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Holloway Fan Bam asked everybody to hit the like button. He was at work. Jake Fever said when Trump didn't need that lobby money, they held a smear campaign. I agree.
Oh,
Right, when he wasn't going to capitulate, he was just like, F y'all. He's effing y'all with he got to come up with that bomb before midnight. I want to see what's going to happen. You going back to jail? Like, what's going to happen? Let Freedom Ring, that's our fam. Let Freedom Ring, Rue, been with us since I think episode number 3.
Yeah, he been.
Wow.
That's how long he been riding with us.
Yeah, he been there.
And I don't think Let Freedom Ring misses any shows. It's crazy. So I
That's
really
amazing.
appreciate it. T. Willine said I'm pumping the memes when I said no Diddy. Cool for the win. Jake Fever said they listened to that Jamie Foxx song, Blame It on the Alcohol. That's funny. But everything else I read, baby. Get in bed before the street lights come on and stuff like that. Has a whole new meaning.
Somebody was up there and they said something.
We had about 52 people, I think, at the height of the show in the room.
That's cool.
On a Monday night. We can't tell y'all how much we appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
We, Rue, we want to give you your flowers because you've been heavy in the game. And this is a lot of research. Like the content that you put out. And again, right, people are only seeing the 30, 40 minute, hour long show that you put out. They don't realize how many tens of hours, 10, 20, 30, 40 hours of research have gone into, and the understanding of it, right? Being able to process it in a way where you can now teach it and not just regurgitate it.
Yeah, and we'd like to link up to you with you if we could.
Yeah, most definitely. We definitely
Oh,
want to
for
do another show. And Sean
and
wants
we
to
can
do it.
have like a little conference, like real,
Something fly,
like
yeah.
we man, person to person.
Yeah.
oh, of course. Yeah, y'all
You
got
got
my
your passport?
yeah, I got my passport for sure.
Okay, okay.
Cousin,
For my
come down.
job, I go over to like Germany, like almost like every year. So yeah, I got my passport.
We'll take care of you. You just let us know when you can
Yeah.
come. You can come for as long as you like. We'll definitely meet up in Mexico City. We'll take you around. We'll shoot a couple shows while you're here. We're trying to get Zay and them to come, so we're trying to really do a family reunion here in Mexico City
Okay.
too.
Hey, how far are y'all
Because
from
in whatever business you run, you let them.
how far are y'all from Arizona? I'm in Scottsdale. I might have to just drive down there.
Oh
what,
no.
like a 3-4 hour. It's probably an Airbus that go
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
Mexico City to
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Scottsdale.
don't drive from the west side.
No, don't drive. Never drive into Mexico.
Yeah, because the west side,
Never. No, I'm
west
serious
side,
about that.
little
You ever seen
side.
the movie
Okay.
Sicario?
Yeah, man, it's like that
It's
over
worse than
there.
that.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
For real. Like it's worse than that for
Okay.
real. Yeah, don't drive. It's an
Okay,
Airbus and the
gotcha.
ticket
Gotcha.
can't be more than $100 from Arizona.
Please, please.
My tickets to Orlando, well, obviously I have to fly to Miami because that's where customs is they're never more than like $125, and that's business class on these little flights. So I'm sure if I flew economy, it would be like maybe $45, $50 or something. It's not. It shouldn't be so. Don't fly American Airlines or Delta or those big gigantic. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Look for like a smaller market, but that does have business class because Hispanics are smaller people, so you don't want to be all. It's fine for me. I'm only like 5 feet nothing, but if you're taller than that, definitely or get the aisle seat for sure.
Okay.
But were you still looking for comments I already read? Of course he is.
I'm just
Anyway, we are at the hour and 31-minute mark. Cousin Rue
Yeah.
has been
Thank you. I'm
exceptional in
sorry.
his wisdom, and he was willing to share it with us. So we appreciate you guys. Apparently, they love the mashup. They love the crossovers, what the kids would say when they watch their DC Marvel shows, when they have the different crossovers. So they
Yeah,
love the
man.
crossovers.
Jake Fever, right? We gotta get. I gotta
Him and Courtney, right? Y'all on his list now. But we love y'all so much. We appreciate y'all support. Y'all come on the shows and listen to these long, discussions and stuff. You guys engage with us. You teach us stuff as well. And we are grateful. Truly, we are grateful. So we want to
We're
give Rue
grateful
his
for
flowers
everyone.
again. And we're going to give you your flowers again and again and again.
Yeah,
and
man.
every single time we get together because what you do is important to the community.
Yeah, man. You come down here, we got you. And just come, Jake. You know, we come down here.
Yeah, that go for any of the content
real,
cousins.
real
Just let me know you
cousin.
coming.
Oh
We
yeah,
got you.
let's do it. Yeah, let's plan a meetup. I'll fly right down there right quick. Get the time
no,
off.
for real. We're serious.
I'm
We're
for
dead
it too.
serious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just let me know. I got the email now, so we'll email since X is so weird. X is super weird.
Yeah, it is.
Just like
Yeah,
its
and if y'all want to
creator.
link up, do like a conference or a call, whatever. Yeah, anytime, and
We
I'll send
definitely
you
got to
guys
do
my
another
number.
one because Sean wants to do one. Sean definitely wants to do another one with you. This is in his wheelhouse, but he's working tonight. So, and obviously he didn't know you were going to be on tonight. But when I saw you hop on, like if he's not at work, I know he definitely helped me with the frequency.
Yeah,
because I knew
just
what I
got
wanted
back
to
too,
say,
so it
but
was
I knew
perfect.
you had it. Yeah, I knew you had it concrete. Like I know Rue could explain it a lot better than what I'm feeling, and I'm gonna work to try to articulate. But it's definitely a frequency. Simon and I have been seeing so many different new opportunities and stuff. We've been doing the 12-week year, so we're doing everything in quarters. Next week is quarter one. We're gonna be working on those goals and stuff, and like a door kind of like open real wide, and a lot of non-coincidence, because I don't believe in coincidence. A lot of strange happenings, good strange, have been happening to us. Unexpected money and stuff like that have been coming our way. Unexpected opportunities have been coming our way. So, we were trying like we know it's the frequency we're tapping into that has something to do with it. And that gatekeeper is like, all right, y'all, you can come. You did enough, you can come in. Like the mystery schools, right? You're
Nice.
there. You can,
That's beautiful,
you're
y'all.
enrolled. You're good to go.
And y'all putting out all that good frequency to everybody on your channel. I love watching you guys. So, you know, it's just coming back.
And we love your content because, you know, I'm all for the metaphysics of it. That's why I laugh. Like, you don't think we watch Panic Room? You can't tell by the way we talk. He was like, wait. But I don't want to take up any more of your time. Your time is valuable. We respect it. So we're going to let you and everybody else go. We will see you guys on Wednesday. And again, it is nothing but love, family. Mamba out from the First Family of Bitcoin. Bye, cousin.
Peace.